there's some of these black leaders. I don't know if you know Traoré from Niger, Traoré, Burkina Faso.
Faso, yep.
They're like, they kicked France out. They're like,
oh yeah, just recently.
Go.
Yeah, just recently. Yeah,
See you later, buddy. Yep. And Macron is like, well, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. Oh, out of here, So they're panicking because all the chocolate that France has comes from Africa. Haiti is financing the Eiffel Tower. Haiti financed it from because they were mad that they said they didn't want to be slaves anymore. So, but you owe us. Weird, but yeah. And Jacques Chirac, one of the presidents from France in the 70s, said, "Without Africa, we will collapse." He said it. You can look it up. Jacques Chirac. He said, "Without Africa, Europe is done. They don't get no resources."
Yeah, a lot
and they got it all now. That's why China is trying to. That's why they fixing the infrastructure in Nigeria. They have a Chinatown in Nigeria already.
Yep.
The Chinese were looking at me like, "What are you doing here?" What? I have to say this. I'm going to say this about South Africa. Watch, here I go. There's a town called Orania.
Orania, and they don't want the blacks in.
In South Africa, where they don't allow black people.
Yeah, that's right.
You need to burn that motherfucker.
Yeah.
How do you come to? Listen, man.
That part is confusing, and I don't know how that happens.
Bullshit.
Where you come in and you take the land.
Well, maybe during a certain apartheid time you start establishing, right?
Yeah, but it's
I'm
not.
Like, how are you gonna go to the biggest, blackest neighborhoods? And Africa is just a big, gigantic black neighborhood. You don't want us living there, and you gonna come to where the black people are.
Orania.
And then that is,
it's wild.
It's wild, man.
It's wild.
That's what it's like. Burn it down. I hope it burns to hell. Yo, what are you talking about? We can't come in. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
And
it's just small. I don't know the population.
2,000.
2,000. Yeah.
My high school can whoop that town's ass. My high school's 5,000. We come in and f them all up. fuck Ronnie. I hope it burns. That's pathetic. I hate that. That's like, I just think that's whack. Stay in your area. And I have a joke like that. I go, yo, you told me to go back to Africa. I went. And
I went back.
You beat me. What are you doing here?
Right.
Why are you here?
That was a thing. Go back to Africa.
Yeah, why don't you go back to Africa?
Go back
they say it now. Why don't you go back to Africa? I did. I bought a ticket last week.
Yeah.
I went back, and you were there. Why were you? How are you gonna go back to Africa and beat me there?
Right.
I'm just white people. White people are full of. You're so hypocritical.
It's like the Jedi mind trick. Yeah. Go back to Africa, right? I have
land there.
They might say, oh, well, Africa's not maybe that good, right? Yeah, it's not that good.
It sucks.
It's not that good.
Go back to Africa.
Right.
Why don't you go back to Africa?
Yeah.
I did. A few times. But I saw you there. And guess what? Yeah. The huts that they make fun of in Africa, which are unbelievably made, the way they make those huts, those things can withstand heat. Now they have this town where white people are doing hut building, but they renamed it something else. The shit they used to make fun of, now they doing it. It's like, we discovered this.
Right. But it's the same. It's the same cats. It's the same.
They used to make fun of it. Why don't you go to your mud huts? Is that good? Does that look like a white guy?
No, it's not like that.
Why don't you go to your goddamn mud huts, you spear chuckers? That's what they used to say, spear chucker. I thought that was a good fucking name. That was a pretty funny name, though, spear chucker, because you chuck a spear.
What did they used to say? There was
Jungle bunny.
No.
I never thought bunnies were in the jungle, though. Welcome to the jungle. Bunny.
No, I don't think...
There was jungle bunny, spear chucker.
There was something else they used to say with the spears. I can't remember.
There was spear chucker. There was. I didn't want to learn about it. It just they called you it.
You got everything.
Like, there's a new one.
All right. African booty scratcher.
That was the black people that said that to me. Yeah. Black African booty scratcher.
I don't even think that still exists anymore.
Your ass ever itch?
You said what?
My ass itch, I don't scratch it because I am not living up to the stereotype. I just take it. I just go.
Everybody scratch their booty, man. Like,
Man, don't do it right now.
You know, you get that good, like,
Oh yeah, I love that.
Especially when the skin is
up by the
dry.
back part.
Yeah, when it's dry,
and
it's
you,
like, oh.
and you see like your hand marks of straight itch.
Oh,
But yeah, man.
So in Nigerian culture, what I absolutely love, and I don't know the stats or anything like that, but our family, our parents, they stay together. I mean, my mom and dad fought like crazy.
Yeah,
but they were married 30 plus years. And it was, you know, it was to me, it was tough. My mom passed when my last year in college. And she passed away in a car accident.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and it's one of those, you're not expecting it. It just, boom.
Yep.
And I mean, for me, everything changed from that. And I think one of the biggest regrets I have, you know, when I think about my mom, and how much she cared about us. Yeah. You know, and she had her ups and her downs, but I didn't get all of the stories. You know, and to this day, it still haunts me that there's so much about, because you were saying earlier, just like when you get older, right? Yeah. Then life happens and you start getting interested in other things and so on and so forth. And you just realize like there's this massive gap of that. And then, you know, and before my mom passed away, my dad was, you know, diagnosed with Parkinson's, and and he's been battling that and struggling. That was like around 1998, 99. They misdiagnosed him. He got diagnosed, and then my mom passed away 2001, 2001. And so it was just kind of like this weird intersection. Father gets diagnosed with Parkinson, mom passes away a couple of years. But those two, like, I admire them because I didn't realize growing up how many of my friends didn't even grow up in a two-parent household. I just assumed everyone grew up in a two-parent household. Like, it was just normal. I didn't even, never even thought about it. It was like, this is, you know, this is it, you know? And so, but the way they influenced my life, the way they've influenced my, you know, the way I see and treat my wife, the way I, you know, I'm dedicated to family, like, there's this, to me, it's a cultural rich thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
That's my mother. Like your mom, my mom passed first, and I think when I was shooting the 7-Up commercial when she passed, in the middle of it, because my cousin Joanne.
How old were you?
It was like maybe 28, some 29.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I was in LA at the W Hotel on Hillgard. I don't know if it's still there in Westwood. And I was like, and my cousin called me crying. It's like, she's gone. And I had to go shoot. I was like, damn. Like, and I didn't, because I live away from them. My brother saw both my parents die in front of him. My brother saw it. I feel bad for my brother because he's in Chicago. Yeah. I'm away, so the distance helped me sort of not see that. You know what I mean? So when I remember my first time, my mother died of leukemia. And I remember the first time when she was like not feeling well, because my mother was strong, you know, vibrant. And I remember when she wasn't feeling well, and I was in the hospital, and we came to see her. I was like, let's go see what's up with her, you know? Yeah. And I remember she was like, she wanted me to help her pick food to eat. And I was like, pick food to eat? Because she was going to be there for a while. And she just started tearing up. I go, what is going on? Like, she said leukemia. It was blood cancer. And I was like, damn. Like, my mother, what? Cancer? We don't have cancer in our family. What the fuck, man? You know, and then now, but then they say I only have like 6 months. But she lived 8 years. Oh. Thank goodness. Yeah. And just to see my father going back and forth with my mother, like just trying to make sure she's good. And then, long story short, I remember this is when I knew, because my father's voice is very strong. And your father's big, my father's short. And I remember my father, when I knew when my mother was going, his voice got weak. He never cried though. I never seen my dad cry, ever. You don't see Nigerian fathers, it's rare. Yeah. But I remember when his voice got weak, I said, it's a wrap. And because my father would be like strong, go, oh yeah, her blood count, you know, her platelets are good, And then my father was
just holding it down.
He was like, oh, okay, well, I don't think, you know. So, phew, my God. Yeah. 40-something years with my mother.
Together for
what? Because my father was a teacher in Nigeria. She was a student of my dad. So my father was like 27. My mother was 18. in Nigeria. Yeah. So they were together for.
Wow.
And so I remember, and then she's gone. So I had to shoot these commercials. I didn't tell anybody, because and then there's a thing. Oh no.
Yeah.
I didn't. It was just weird. It's more weird. People think, not everybody. Sometimes it's surreal. Like, damn, she gone. Like, my mother doesn't die. What the fuck?
The brain actually can't. It's like when you have that type
bereavement.
of trauma. Yeah, you
your
can't
brain
even process it. Like,
so I was like, what? Damn. And I'm shooting this, doing it. My mother's dead. Like, what the? And I had to go back. The worst is when you got to fly back for for your own mother's funeral. And I remember we were going through some, because my sister was pissing me off with her husband, who I can't stand that dude. He was a piece of shit. And there was a lot of shit going on with my sister. And it happens. They say it happens when death happens. Fights happen among family and stuff. And so now we had to take care of my father. Then I had to come for the funeral. And it was weird because to see your mother just like, damn, like, yo, done. That was crazy. Like, I wish it was like the Jewish community where they just bury. You don't have to see nothing. The Jewish
culture,
tradition, you don't have to see none of that. I wish, but African culture, they want to celebrate 3 days, and they want to do celebrations. And I was like, this is weird, man. Because you're like, my mother is dead. What the? It's just more like, what the is going on here? Like, my mother is dead, bro. And they have pictures of her everywhere. And then they're talking about her.
Yeah, all the stories. But in a way,
real quick. Yeah. And then I was lucky because I visited my mother. She had gotten a transfusion, and I was like, oh, let me surprise her. Surprise her, because she doesn't know I was in town, and I surprised her with a visit. And I remember her head was bald, and I hugged her, and we were hanging out. And then that's when she died. But I was glad I had at least snuck and saw her.
How many days before?
It was at least a month or something like that. But I saw her, man, on some like, let me go see my mother real quick. You know what I'm saying? I remember her head. I remember her in her white gown and her bald head. I was rubbing her head.
That's another 154 conversation in the books. We are bridging culture back to its roots.
From Africa to the world, we're telling stories our way.
So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share your voice in the comments. This is 154.